So you're starting your business, you subscribe to QuickBooks Online.
I've been reading about you.
I'm listening.
Unfortunately, QuickBooks doesn't give you everything you need to do it right.
I'm still figuring this place
So
out.
I'm gonna tell you how to fix that. Today on NGMI, the show where we talk about building a business, we're gonna talk about your chart of accounts and your accounting. The most exciting things ever. Put a sick guitar so like accounting. You know, just make it cool. Accounting's sick. Don't underestimate it. So when most small businesses start doing their own accounting, they usually use something like QuickBooks or Xero or Wave or whatever kind of system you're using to do accounting. And there are lots of tools and resources that are designed to help you do accounting by yourself and make it easy, right? They want you to do it as simply and as effectively as possible. But unfortunately, without the right foundation in your accounting system, you're gonna run into a lot of mistakes. You're gonna run into a lot of things that you're doing wrong that are gonna be more expensive to fix later when you have to hire someone else to do them for you. So before you get started off on the wrong foot, I'm gonna tell you the thing that you need to use before you get into QuickBooks and before you start doing your own accounting so that you can make sure that everything is kosher. And that thing is your chart of accounts. Your chart of accounts is the foundation of your accounting system. It's the lifeblood of your financial operations. I don't know what a chart of accounts is. I've never heard of a chart of accounts before. How am I gonna know what to be doing when you're talking about this? It's a list. It's just a list.
The lid.
It's just a list.
The lid.
It's a list. Your chart of accounts lists out every single bucket, every single account in your accounting system. We know that in an accounting system, there are 5 different types of buckets. There are assets, things that you own, liabilities, things that you owe, equity, what's left, income, what you've made, and expenses, what you spent. But we have lots of different accounts within those 5 types. Things like marketing expenses or software expenses or bank accounts and credit cards and loans and shareholder distributions and Wendy's trips. So your chart of accounts is the master list of all the accounts in your accounting system. It's important to have a really excellent chart of accounts because, as you can imagine, if you have an extremely long list of accounts, your P&L, your balance sheet, your statement of cash flows are going to be extremely complicated and detailed and unnecessarily so. If your chart of accounts is too small,
What is this?
chart of accounts, it's going to be not detailed enough. You're not going to be able to get enough information about what's going on inside of your business. The accounts within your accounting system all flow through into your financial statements, your profit and loss, your balance sheet, statement of cash flows, and so on and so on. And these financial statements are the things that help you unlock the story behind your business. They're the things that can tell you what's happening on a day-to-day, month-to-month, quarter-to-quarter, year-to-year basis. These financial statements give you the insights that you need to guide your business, and they are directly related to your chart of accounts. Your P&L will list out all of the income and expense accounts that you have, and your balance sheet will list out all your assets, liabilities, and equity accounts. So the best chart of accounts to have is one that is simple, concise, and clear. We want to have enough insight to get a 30,000-foot view of the business and understand from a very high level the highest point that you can get to what's going on inside of the business. Then if we need more detail into what's going on inside of the business, we can drill down into each specific account, look at different transactions, understand what vendors we're paying, and really just get a good understanding of what consists of that account. QuickBooks gives you a cookie cutter chart of accounts, Xero will give you a cookie cutter chart of accounts, but none of them are very good. That's why we've gone ahead and created a free template that you can download in the link below in our description that you can use to import into your accounting software like QuickBooks or Xero or whatever else that you're using. The goal is for you to customize the chart of accounts just a little bit to include those expenses and income categories that are more specific to your business and to give you an idea of how those things should actually be laid out. In the case of our bookkeeping firm, we typically have about 2 income streams. We have bookkeeping services and we have payroll services. I could just lump those together and call it a day and say that that was sales and I made money and that's good enough for me. But a general sales account doesn't really help me understand what's making me the most money and where I should be focusing my efforts. Instead, I want to break out the different types of services that I'm offering in order to see where I'm profiting.
Totally unrelated mean break.
He's kind of fat. He's fat. He's fed real good.
And then you got donkey over here.
Totally unrelated mean break.
As a small business, one other unique factor that needs to be considered in building your chart of accounts is the cost of goods sold expenses. These are expenses that are directly related to the revenue that you're producing. If I'm a candle manufacturer, I need to buy glass and wax and wicks and all the other packaging that goes with selling candles. It's something that's very specific to my business. As a web designer, if you're selling web design services, you might also be paying for the hosting or the platform that you're designing that service on. As bookkeepers, we pay for our clients' QuickBooks subscriptions, their Gusto subscriptions, and any other parts of the tech stack that we want to introduce to make our lives and our client lives easier. Because they're directly related to what they're selling, we want to see them as part of our margin. How much money are we actually keeping per customer when we have to pay for their QuickBooks subscription, for example? Understanding your specific cost of goods sold in relation to the income that you're bringing in can really help you dial in the kind of margin that you're taking home with every customer that you're working with. Your chart of accounts is extremely important. Don't neglect it. Make sure it's customized to your business, at least just a little bit, but not so much that it's, 30 pages long or something ridiculous like that. Keep it simple, keep it clear, and keep it concise. Make sure that you have these 30,000 foot views into your business and understand exactly what's going on so that you can make better decisions for the guidance of your company. And then tune in next week on NGMI, the show where we talk about building a business while you and I are learning about how I built a business and you're subscribed. Hit the notification bell. See you next week. Bye. I'm heading off to Mexico.